Here's a reality most men never hear. The simple good night text you send can either make a woman completely forget about you the moment she falls asleep, or it can leave your presence lingering in her mind long after the conversation ends. There is rarely anything in between. The problem is that most men send the same tired messages every other guy sends. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Good night. They are polite, but they don't create emotion. And attraction is built through emotion, not routine. Today, we're going to explore several goodnight messages that work on a deeper psychological level. These aren't pickup lines or cheesy tricks. They're carefully framed messages designed to create curiosity, warmth, anticipation, and emotional connection. If you want to become the man she remembers, instead of the man she overlooks, pay close attention. The difference between being forgotten and being thought about all night often comes down to the energy behind a single message. Most men see a goodnight text as nothing more than a polite way to end a conversation. But what many fail to understand is that nighttime affects a woman differently than any other part of the day. When the noise of life fades and she finally lies down to rest, her attention shifts inward. Her imagination becomes more active, her emotions become more noticeable, and her thoughts begin wandering through memories, possibilities, and feelings. That is why the moments before sleep carry far more influence than most men realize. While you may think you're simply saying goodnight, she may be entering a mental space where certain thoughts become amplified. The question is simple. Are those thoughts connected to you, or are you disappearing into the background with everyone else? The mistake many men make is relying on predictable messages that create no emotional response. They send words that are safe but forgettable. There is no intrigue, no emotional spark, and no lasting impression. Before using any goodnight message successfully, you must understand one important principle. Never send messages from a place of neediness, loneliness, or desperation. Never use them to chase validation or force attention. The strongest messages come from a man who is already fulfilled, confident, and willing to send the message without expecting anything in return. That mindset is what transforms ordinary words into something memorable. The first message is simple, but don't underestimate its impact. If you wake up smiling tomorrow, you'll know who to blame. What makes this line so effective is that it doesn't try to impress her. It doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't come across as overly romantic. Instead, it quietly plants an emotional seed that continues growing after the conversation ends. This message works best when there's already a comfortable connection between the two of you. Maybe you've shared a fun conversation, exchanged a few laughs, or enjoyed spending time together. The message feels natural because it builds on positive emotions that already exist. Rather than focusing on the present moment, it gently shifts her attention toward tomorrow. Psychologically, people naturally look forward to experiences they associate with pleasure and positive feelings. By linking yourself to the possibility of her waking up happy, you're creating a subtle emotional association. Even if she wakes up smiling for reasons completely unrelated to you, your message can become the first thing that enters her mind. That's how emotional anchors work. The key is to keep it light and confident. Don't overload it with emojis or follow up the next morning asking whether she smiled. That instantly weakens the effect. A confident man doesn't seek proof that he made an impact. He simply allows the feeling to exist and lets her come toward him if she chooses. Sometimes the strongest influence comes from saying less and giving the moment room to breathe. The second message raises the level of attraction without becoming overly serious. Good night. I hope your pillow isn't jealous that I'm not there. Unlike the previous message, this one introduces playful intimacy. It isn't aggressive, and it certainly isn't inappropriate. Instead, it creates a lighthearted image that naturally sparks emotion and imagination. This message works best when some flirtation already exists between you. Perhaps you've exchanged playful jokes, teased each other, or developed a comfortable rhythm in your conversations. In that context, the line feels effortless rather than forced. What makes it powerful is the visual picture it instantly creates. The moment she reads it, her mind naturally imagines herself relaxing in bed, with the playful suggestion of your presence lingering in the background. Women often respond positively to messages that combine humor with emotional warmth. Laughter lowers resistance and creates comfort. Instead of pushing for intimacy, You're allowing her imagination to explore the idea on its own. That's why the message feels charming rather than intrusive. Timing, however, is everything. If you use this too early, before any chemistry exists, it can feel awkward and out of place. But when the connection is already warm, it often produces exactly the reaction you want. A smile, a laugh, and a thought about you that stays with her a little longer than expected. The goal is not to force attraction. The goal is to make her enjoy the feeling your presence creates. The third message moves beyond playful humor and begins tapping into one of the strongest forces behind attraction: imagination. The message is simple. Good night. I'll try not to show up in your dreams, but no promises. On the surface, it sounds lighthearted and harmless. Underneath, however, it works because it subtly places you inside a space where emotions and thoughts become far more vivid. This message works best when a genuine connection has already started forming. There should already be comfort, laughter, and a natural flow between the two of you. The first part feels completely normal, but the second part changes everything. By mentioning dreams, you're directing her attention toward a world driven by imagination rather than logic. Then, by adding "but no promises," you introduce a playful challenge that feels confident without sounding arrogant. Psychologically, the mind often carries its final thoughts into the moments before sleep. You're not forcing anything. You're simply providing a suggestion that lingers. The beauty of the message is that it leaves room for her imagination to do the work. You aren't describing the dream or telling her what to think. You're allowing her mind to fill in the blanks. If she responds by teasing you about your confidence, keep your reply relaxed and brief. The power of this message comes from calm self-assurance. The objective isn't to make her dream about you. The objective is to make her wonder whether she might. Once that possibility enters her mind, you've already created a lasting impression. The fourth message builds upon the dream concept while adding something even more valuable: a reason for her to think about you tomorrow. The message is, "Good night. Let me know if I make a guest appearance in your dreams." At first glance, it seems similar to the previous line, but psychologically it serves a different purpose. This one creates continuity. It plants a thought before she goes to sleep and gives her a natural excuse to reconnect with you the next day. What makes this message effective is that it feels playful rather than demanding. You're not telling her to dream about you. You're simply presenting the possibility and allowing her imagination to take over. In doing so, you position yourself as a character who might appear in her thoughts, whether consciously or unconsciously. Women often enjoy sharing experiences, stories, and little moments from their day. This message quietly creates a future conversation. The next morning, she might jokingly tell you that you never appeared, or she might admit that you actually did. Either response keeps the interaction moving forward naturally. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't pressure her to reply immediately. Instead, it leaves the door open and allows her to step through it on her own terms. That's a powerful dynamic because attraction grows strongest when someone feels free to move toward you rather than being pulled. A confident man creates opportunities for connection without chasing them, and this message does exactly that. The fifth message is where confidence takes center stage. Rest well, but don't smile too much tomorrow thinking about me. This is not a line for the beginning stages of attraction. It works best when chemistry is already present, and she has clearly shown that she enjoys talking to you, being around you, and sharing moments with you. At this stage, you're no longer trying to create attraction from nothing. You're strengthening something that already exists. What makes this message so effective is its use of expectation. Instead of asking for attention, you're lightly assuming it. You're planting the idea that she may think about you tomorrow and smile because of it. The confidence isn't loud or arrogant. It's playful, relaxed, and delivered with a sense of certainty that feels attractive rather than needy. The psychological effect is surprisingly powerful. Once the suggestion is planted, her mind begins making small associations. The next day, if she finds herself smiling, laughing, or remembering something enjoyable, your message can naturally come back into her thoughts. That's because the expectation was already placed there the night before. The secret is maintaining the right energy. Don't send this message hoping she'll prove you right the next day. Don't ask whether she thought about you. A confident man doesn't seek validation after making a statement. He allows the message to stand on its own. When used at the right time, this line creates emotional momentum and leaves a far stronger impression than most men realize. The sixth and final message carries the most emotional depth of them all. Good night. If you can't sleep, you know where to find me. Unlike the previous messages, this one isn't built on humor, teasing, or playful confidence. Its strength comes from something much more powerful: emotional presence. It communicates warmth, reliability, and calm without sounding needy or overly available. This message belongs in the later stages of connection, when trust and comfort have already been established. At that point, attraction is no longer just about excitement. It's also about how someone makes you feel. This line quietly tells her that you're someone she can reach out to if she wants to, while still respecting her space and independence. Psychologically, people are drawn to those who create a sense of safety without creating pressure. You're not asking her to message you. You're not trying to become her emotional crutch. You're simply leaving a door open. That subtle difference is what makes the message so effective. It offers comfort without obligation. Now you've seen 6 different goodnight messages and, more importantly, the psychology behind them. The real lesson isn't memorizing lines. It's understanding that attraction is often built through emotion, timing, and intention. Most men send words. The men who stand out create experiences. When you learn to communicate with confidence, warmth, and purpose, even a simple goodnight text can become something she remembers long after she falls asleep. If you've ever used a message that unexpectedly worked, share it below. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on attraction, confidence, and human psychology.